If you've been in the crypto space for a while or you've heard about it, you probably know as well that the bull market is where the majority of the fun lies. Well, I'd say that's a matter of perspective. Some might argue that the bear market, where prices get cheaper, is actually where the fun is at, because at that point, you're able to accumulate at significant discounts and thus make more money and have more fun in the good market. But regardless of all of that, the one thing I tell people is most important when investing in cryptocurrencies or investing in anything for that matter is to be patient. You can see it over here on the left, a book called Shut Up and Wait. Each page is just this chart and it shows the S&P total return. I think the same can be said for Bitcoin or crypto for that matter, as long as you are patient enough, as long as you can wait it out, wait for the market to shift. Either from you being able to buy cheap to things getting really pricey, or vice versa, you will be good, at least as far as I know. Having said that, there are many people speculating every single day about where in the bull market, or where in the market, I guess in the cycle, we are at. And I'll tell you one thing. Nobody really knows for sure. All of us can speculate, all of us can guess, and many times a lot of charts might fit to some earlier stated ideas, like for example, currency here posting up the, I'm gonna guess, Bitcoin chart of right now over the basically the euphoria chart. It's like a cyclical chart that showcases how crazy things go just before they start falling off and the different phases of a bull market. And indeed, it does look kind of similar from a sense that we have passed euphoria already and are going to soon get to complacency, where people still think, oh no, the bull market's here, we just need to cool off a little bit. But I personally think we have not hit those levels at all. Definitely, or at least I say, in my thoughts, are still very much far away from even thrill and whatnot. And I can't say we've seen full-on euphoria, because usually that's basically when people start selling every single thing they have to buy more crypto, and they try to convince you to do the same because of a new dog penguin coin that they found that's going to make them billions upon billions of dollars, and when the news starts making a crazy fuss about it. But again, I believe that this cycle, it's mostly been institutional interest with a side of memes, and some AI coins and RWA coins had some interest, but generally speaking, it's still been quite shallow. The interest hasn't been that crazy. And right now, we've actually, for the most part, been chilling. And one thing a lot of people don't know is or the longer you chill, the longer you are stabilizing at certain prices on lower funding rates. And funding rates are simply the cost of borrowing capital, or in theory, it can be a little gift for providing. Yeah, again, I can kind of say capital here. The lower they are, basically the more neutral the market's at, where you don't have to pay to open long positions to borrow capital, but you also don't get paid to short, and also not vice versa, is usually when the market sends the hardest. Some might argue that it's actually when you're at negative funding rates, so you get paid to open longs, which inclines more people to do that. And again, you can kind of think about it in the sense of, let's say you have the spot Bitcoin price and you have the price in futures. You want to keep it the same. So you want to penalize people if the price is going up a lot. So not everybody's just opening long positions. You want to penalize that by giving that a cost, and vice versa. You want to reward shorts to keep those in the market as well. But you don't want to reward shorts when the market's just going down and down and down, and the general consensus is the market goes down, because otherwise the futures price would deviate too much as people would only go short. But again, some idea is that the longer the market chills on this low funding, the harder it eventually sends, which is a thought that I like to keep in my head. And again, when the funding is low, it means the price is in a healthy position. Degen traders aren't borrowing money to have bigger positions. Not really too much risk of sudden cascades of liquidations of the degens that makes the price go crazy. I think about it in quite an opposite sense. It's mostly just a matter of people ain't doing anything, but there's also no mass liquidation events of the price dropping a lot because people get wrecked. However, I'd say that it has two sides, because people will still massively get wrecked the moment we get towards the $67,000 level. And if you really start counting it up here, there's so many billions on the line along the $70,000 mark, and it's, in my opinion, actually quite wild how the majority of it has just been building up on top of us. And as you can see now, I've refreshed it. The Bitcoin price, since I started making this video, like I'm gonna say like an hour or so ago, has all of a sudden gone from roughly 60 and a bit thousand to right now what? I think we're at $63,000 right now. So we've already gone up roughly 5% since I started making this video. And again, my thoughts are we're going to be at $67,000 not too long from now. And that's basically all I'm waiting for. We have a couple of little minor roadblocks, but the bigger range is, as you guys know, 50 to basically the all-time high, with a tiny little stop at 67, but that's our range, and we have not deviated from that in a long time. We'll talk about all that more over on Dusty Trades if you're interested. One more thing I'll add. I have to really make you guys realize that I am actually extremely bullish on crypto. And some might say, oh, but Dusty, that means XRP, or that means Ethereum, or that means Solana. No, I am extremely bullish on crypto. And I'm not 1,000% sure which of the cryptos is going to be the best, the craziest. But what I know is that if I look back at this space in a few years from now, that it'll just have gone crazy. And right now, Bitcoin pumping a bit. But if you look back here, I posted something funny yesterday. None of these targets seem wild, right? Bitcoin at 200,000, Ethereum at 12,000, Solana $1,250, Arbitrum $30, 𝗕𝗏𝗀 at $2.50, SUI maybe $20, XRP like 10 million. None of that seems crazy, right? And that's again the power of, first of all, diversification, because it could also be that just either of them hits, and I'd rather spread out the risk to just catch some of the waves instead of having it all based on one. But also the power of multiple months. You know, don't think about the crypto future in just a week or two. Don't think about it only in the Ethereum ETF type of sense of, 2 weeks. Think about it in a little bit further of a fashion, because that's where I think the real gains are going to lie, over a few months, not just a few weeks or days. And one thing I think a lot of people are also not thinking about, or might be forgetting, is how politicians are gonna start up in their game really soon as well. I mean, there's an election coming in the US very, very shortly. I made a fun post. Imagine Trump got into meme coins. Right now we're laughing about it, but there's a good chance that eventually, besides guys like Apple and stuff, right, that politicians are gonna start joining the game with some very crypto-specific things to catch that additional amount of people. Let's say, for example, Biden, very much against crypto. We want to regulate the crap out of it. Yes, they're gonna grab some old heads here and there, but let's think back on crypto. A couple years back, 2 years ago. Who were some of the biggest guys donating? Well, Sam Bankman-Fried was a massive donator. That's one. The guys at Coinbase were some massive donators. But more importantly, if we now start looking at the amount of people in the world that are into crypto, none of them would really be a fan of some leader that's extremely against it. Again, you can either go neutral or progressive in the sense that you're happy for the change. But if you're very much negative, you're going to lose out on a lot of votes. And I think a guy like Trump is really going to be on the line of, yeah, if you want crypto, you come with me. You know the style that I mean? Again, you can hate him or love him, but if you're a crypto guy, it seems he's going to be the man for it. And that could also bring a lot of attention in the mainstream media. Again, he might change everything the moment he gets elected. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's going to get a lot of popularity the moment he keeps sharing it, which right now Trump is doing a lot about when it comes to crypto. There were a couple of really trendy videos about it recently, but just believe me when I say he's going pretty trendy for crypto stuff. And in the middle, I'll show you one more thing. This is Good Morning Crypto sharing just in. US government is suing Tether. Everybody's talking about it right now. Don't know the full details because it's kind of vague. And to me, it seems like this announcement has come out so many times that I don't know the weight of it, but I'll figure it out and get back to you guys in a bit. But Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse issued a black swan warning about Tether, the largest stablecoin issuer on the planet. We've done that in the past too. We said if Tether goes down, right? People sometimes are happy for it, but I think for crypto it would be detrimental. Then again, Brad Garlinghouse here has a nice story about the resilience of crypto, where a while back we might have thought, oh, that would destroy crypto, but it survives. And I'll show you the video. You can judge for yourself.
FTX and Binance were the two most important, most influential, and probably SBF and CZ were the two most important players in crypto. Now you've got one definitively in jail, one, I guess, potentially headed to jail. And, you know, I bring this up in context of black swans is like, it's hard to know. But on the positive, think about the freaking resilience of this industry and market. That 2 years ago, somebody who I thought I knew a lot about what's going on in crypto, I would have said these are the two most important companies. The CEOs of the two most important companies now either are in jail or I think headed there. Yeah. Unfortunately, in some ways, I mean, the CZ stuff I'm less close to, and so I don't know as many details. But look, the resilience of the market, that should give us immense optimism. Yes. About what's coming. Do I think there's gonna be another black swan? Of course, 100%. I just don't know exactly what it is. The only one that's going to be an interesting one to watch, and I don't even know how he calls a black swan, because I feel like black swan by definition can't really be, it's like
predicted.
Oh, didn't see that happening.
Yeah.
The US government is going after Tether. That is clear to me. I view Tether as a very important part of the ecosystem, and I don't know how to predict
the impact that will have.
And I think on that note, I'll end this one by saying, yes, we are extremely bullish what's about to happen next to crypto. My expectations are sky high, but there could always be something luring around the corner that's going to smack you in the face. Be ready for that. But more importantly, like I said to you guys earlier when buying the Bitcoin dip, be ready to react in a more long-term note. Don't think about just the next few days. Understand how resilient crypto has been through all these negative things. Understand they want you out. Understand that bull markets, generally speaking, have 20 corrections of 30% along its line towards the top. Bitcoin under $100,000, in my opinion, is still cheap. But remember, some crazy news is probably going to drop in the next few weeks or months. Then again, banks have probably done their analysis and are still buying Bitcoin and crypto regardless. Understand all that. Understand that the Ethereum ETF decisions are coming out in, 2 weeks or so? I'll give you guys a short update very soon here to get you more on that. But generally speaking, that's about it. What's going on right now. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video, hopefully very soon.